Dana Hall School is located just outside of Boston, Massachusetts. That's about 20 kilometers from Boston. It's a very short distance. Students can go to Boston on the weekends to go to museums or the symphony or out to eat and take advantage of what the city has to offer. We also are known for the many colleges and universities in the Boston area, from Wellesley to Harvard to MIT to Berklee College of Music. There are too many activities to name, but I will name a few. And it's important to note the same activities that are open to international students are open to our day students as well. And it's another way that they integrate and interact with each other because our day students can take part in the weekend activities that boarding students participate in. Because we're here in New England, we have lots of natural beauty that students take advantage of, whether it's skiing or apple picking or hiking. They can spend time in the city of Boston, which is just a 25-minute ride away, at museums or the symphony or a concert at a college. They can attend conferences. They can go out to eat or go shopping. They also participate in social events with other schools because there's so many other boarding schools in the Boston area. So that can be a dance or a particular conference or a debate. Even on campus, there are fun activities like karaoke or making s'mores around the fire pit or having a movie night. We have community service opportunities every weekend, and students might just decide to go out on their own to celebrate the birthday of another peer. There are countless opportunities here on campus and in the greater Boston area. And it's also important to note that oftentimes students just stay on campus because they want to support their classmates and peers who might be competing in athletic activity or performing at a dance concert or music concert. Your opportunities are absolutely endless. Dana Hall School is located just outside of Boston, Massachusetts. That's about 20 kilometers from Boston. It's a very short distance. And what that affords us is, number one, Boston is the capital of Massachusetts, and there are many direct flights from international cities to Boston. So that cuts down on a student's commute, even if she's traveling from thousands and thousands of miles away. It also means when she lands in Boston, she doesn't have that much farther to go to get to Dana Hall School, just a short 25 or 30-minute ride. What also is a benefit is that Boston, being the capital, has a great deal of cultural and historical activities, ways to engage, ways to entertain yourself that are right in our backyard. Students can go to Boston on the weekends to go to museums or the symphony or out to eat and take advantage of what the city has to offer. We also are known for the many colleges and universities in the Boston area, from Wellesley to Harvard to MIT to Berklee College of Music. There are so many schools, and students can visit those schools as they're considering their next academic opportunities, or they can take place in concerts or conferences. All of those schools are in our backyard, and we have that advantage because of our location. It's a wonderful place to live and a wonderful place to learn. Another benefit is the fact that there are so many independent boarding schools and independent day schools in the Boston area. So you are amplifying your opportunity to connect with students your age. Even if you have a close friend with whom you grew up in your home country or home city, that student may not be at Dana Hall, but he or she may be right down the street at another boarding school. So you have the opportunity to connect with many of your peers because there's so many schools in the area. Whether they're conferences or social activities, our students are constantly engaging with other high school students because there are so many independent schools in the Boston area. Our students integrate at every turn, and it's our goal that they get to know each other well. We are intentional in the ways we design certain groups. So for instance, our advisory group, which is about 6 to 7 students, will always include boarding students from the US, boarding students from outside the US, and day students so that they can become closer connected and become friends. But the number one way students get to know each other is because they're at school. They take classes, academic courses, or clubs, their performing arts, their sports. Those are all integrated opportunities. So students are always interacting with students who are different from them. Also, we're intentional in their placement of roommates. So your first year at Dana Hall, you will always be placed with a student who's from a different country than you. So if you're coming from outside the US, you'll have a roommate who's from the US. And it's important, we think, for students to learn and grow together and learn about each other's backgrounds, each other's beliefs. That is an intentional process for us, but we also know it's a natural process for students to get to know each other, to celebrate with each other, and to live together in a community where there's so many students from different countries and different backgrounds. Students have many opportunities to interact with other peers and other people outside of Dana Hall School. From connections with students at other schools, because we're located in Boston, there are many independent schools in the area. So we have a collaboration with a boys' school that's just down the street, where our economic classes in both schools gather together for speakers and workshops to collaborate on projects. We often connect with other schools at conferences or social gatherings, so there are opportunities to build community outside of Dana Hall in that way. Just in Boston alone, because it's such a popular city in the US, there are lots of ways to feel a part of a big city by spending time in the city, by cheering on the runners at the Boston Marathon, the oldest marathon in the world that actually runs right through downtown Wellesley, just a 2-minute walk from campus. So students are always cheering on the runners, and often they're students and faculty here at Dana Hall who are participating in the marathon. There are scavenger hunts that we host during orientation for students to get to know Wellesley and Boston, to find popular places to visit and eat, wonderful tourist attractions. So there are many ways that we develop a sense of connection and belonging outside of the campus of Dana Hall School. It's of most importance to us for students and parents and guardians to feel connected and seen and heard and valued. And so we believe that partnership is critical. Dana Hall works to establish a connection with parents and guardians through our advisory program. The advisor is the main connector between the school and the family, and parents can check in with the advisor as often as they'd like. Advisors do write informal academic reports on their advisees 3 times a year, so you'll receive those as parents, but you can also check in via Zoom or in person or on the phone as often as you feel is necessary. We have a parents association that is active in creating activities and engagement opportunities for parents on and off campus. We have an international parents committee within that parents association that works to connect our families that are outside the US through various engagement opportunities. Sometimes those are via Zoom, and sometimes those are in home countries when the head of school or another administrator might visit and have a reception or a gathering. There are also ways to stay connected with WeChat. We have families who connect with each other on a WeChat group from a particular city abroad. You can connect with house directors and house assistants. Those are the adults who live in the dorms with your daughters. There are numerous ways to stay connected, to learn what's going on campus, and to feel that you are a part of the community, even if you can't be on campus regularly. Of course, we have lots of opportunities for you to come to campus if your schedule permits. Our family weekend and different advisor meetings and different performances, concerts, and sporting events. But if you can't get to campus for those, advisors always make a special effort to record or YouTube or FaceTime so that families can watch their daughters on stage or on the field. Again, the partnership is key to us, and we want to do all we can to make sure parents and guardians feel connected to the school.